This historic news could hold the power to impact D.C. residents in a major way. That's why we've got team coverage from every angle, looking at how council and neighbors are reacting. And we want to get started with our chief investigative reporter, Eric Flack, who's really unpacking the key details of the president's plan. And Flack, the president signed 2 executive orders this morning, really putting this all into motion.
And it put it into action very quickly, Simone. The president declared a formal public safety emergency and announced that Attorney General Pam Bondi would take command of the Metropolitan Police Department. President Donald Trump said he will use a provision in the Home Rule Act to put the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under federal control, deploying 500 federal agents to D.C., including the FBI, ATF, and DEA, among others, to fight crime. Video of those agents patrolling the streets of D.C. already surfacing overnight. The president is also deploying 800 National Guard troops to the streets of D.C.
Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged-out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
D.C.'s police crime data website shows violent crime is down 26% compared to last year. And over the weekend, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser told MSNBC it's at historic lows.
Their nation's capital is among the most beautiful and best cities in the world. It's well run. I just think that's not the most efficient use of our guard.
But the president questioned the reliability of the district's numbers and claimed his administration's data showed per capita the murder rate here in the nation's capital is worse than international cities like Bogota, Mexico City, and Islamabad. MPD has used a citywide curfew for teens to combat problems with young people roving, fighting, and causing mayhem, often caught on video and posted to social media. And the president cited other high-profile crimes targeting victims in his orbit, including the 2023 stabbing of a staffer from Senator Rand Paul's office, the 2024 carjacking murder of a father and husband in his administration, and most recently the assault of a former DOJ worker. As evidence, D.C.'s crime problem has reached extreme levels.
Not only are we stopping the crime, we're going to clean up the trash and the graffiti and the grime and the dirt and the broken marble panels and all of the things they've done to hurt this city.
By law, the president's federal takeover of the D.C. Police Department lasts up to 30 days, although it can be extended by Congress, something President Trump said he would call on Republican members of Congress to do. Simone, the president also said the district isn't doing enough to prosecute criminals, especially juvenile offenders.
Well, that's exactly what we wanted to talk about, because we've been talking about this perception of reality, versus actually what's taking place, right? And so that was something that they talked about in relation to juvenile crime.
Yeah, and the conversation kind of moved over to the prosecutor's office. In fact, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Jeanine Pirro, doubled down, stepping to the podium and calling out D.C. Attorney General Brian Schwab in his office.
These kids understand that the jurisdiction is through the State Attorney General, Brian Schwab. I did a poster of the young man from DOJ who was beaten bloody with a severe concussion, a broken nose. And then I did a poster of what happens to those kids, because I can't arrest them, I can't prosecute them. They go to family court and they get to do yoga and arts and crafts. Enough. It changes today.
A spokesperson from the OAG's office pointed to their own data showing last year the office prosecuted over 90% of homicide and attempted homicide cases, 87% of carjacking cases, almost 86% of gun possession cases, and about 79% of robbery cases, as well as 88% of violent assault cases, which takes us to AG Schwab posting this to X. The administration's actions are unprecedented, unnecessary, and unlawful. We are considering all of our options and will do whatever is necessary to protect the rights and safety of district residents.
The next thing we're going to be watching is the push-pull between local and federal. We just saw the mayor come out talking about how she said Chief Pamela Smith is in charge of the MPD. Meanwhile, we saw the president earlier very clearly saying Attorney General Pam Bondi would be head of the MPD. So
yeah, and we're about to find out who's truly in charge of D.C. Police very soon.
Boy, are we. Eric Flack reporting for us today. Thank you.